Former Texas Governor and one-time 2016 candidate Rick Perry has endorsed Senator Ted Cruz. Governor Perry goes on the record from Houston. Good evening, sir.
Hey, Greta. Good evening.
You have to admit, you may be lucky you're out of this race. There's a lot of mudslinging going on.
It's pretty heavy duty out there, but you know, Texas is going to play a major role, that's for sure. That's the reason there's a lot of resources, a lot of focus, and I think two groups are going to have an extraordinary amount of impact here. The evangelical Christians and the veterans. Veterans organization called Keep the Promise to the Vets is one that I've been working with very closely, and it's really a fascinating new concept that we put together here. It drives people to a site where Dakota Myers, Marcus Luttrell, myself, a number of veterans that are really known well across the country are talking about these issues that are important to veterans. And, you know, veterans are tired of being used as political pawns, and they want somebody that'll stand up for them and say, listen, these are the issues that we really care about. We need more than just a bumper sticker for our veterans out there. And that's the reason that Keep the Promise to the Vets is where I've decided to really throw a lot of my effort and work.
Now, I know that you have endorsed Senator Ted Cruz, and so I got to do this to you. Back in June, you were talking to Sean Hannity, and to Sean, you were talking about it and said, if you're going to fly from Dallas to London, do you want to get on an airplane that's got a very high-time seasoned pilot sitting in the front seat, or do you want someone who gives a heck of a speech and can tell you about all the aerodynamics and why the airplane stays and meteorology and only has 150 hours of flying that particular plane? You're going to have your family in the most experienced position they take. That was directed then at Senator Ted Cruz because he was a freshman senator. And am I wrong in thinking that? And I
might add some other folks too. It was pointed to. You know, a year ago I thought it'd be Jeb Bush and myself talking about who had the most experience, and that's not what the American people want, and I recognize that. So we're down to between three people, and actually I think we're down to two, between Trump and Senator Cruz. And now you just got to decide, is Donald Trump really that committed conservative? And I got to say, beats me. I mean, which Donald Trump are we talking about here? The one that used to be for an assault weapons ban and now it's become Mr. Second Amendment? Or are we talking about the one that when asked if he had ever asked God for forgiveness, he said, no, I've never done anything that I thought raised the level that I need to ask God for forgiveness for? So, you know, evangelical Christians have a real decision to make in this. If you're going to go with somebody who would say that publicly, Ted Cruz doesn't have that problem. I mean, Ted Cruz is a...
It's sort of interesting that Jerry Falwell Jr., president of Liberty University, evangelical Christian, he's come out strong for Donald Trump.
I know. It's stunning to me that I mean, either Mr. Falwell's not paying attention or he has a whole different concept about salvation by grace than I do. If you don't understand it in your mind intellectually and you don't understand it in your heart spiritually, that salvation comes through grace, and you get that by asking God for forgiveness, I don't know where Jerry Falwell's coming from, but that's not the church I grew up in.
Governor, always nice to see you, and all eyes on Texas tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
Greta, it's going to be a big show in Texas.